Garland appointing a special counsel to oversee two investigations centered around former President Trump. I'm Atra El-Nashar with why Garland says he made this decision now.
Sheriff's deputies arrest a man in Tulare County thinking they've stopped the fight. Wait till you hear what else they learned about the suspect that now has several federal agencies getting involved.
Preparations are underway for a big event for you, the community. Coming up, I'll tell you where you can get free food, free haircuts, and more.
You're watching Fox 26, your hometown news connection. And now, Fox 26 News at 10 o'clock.
In certain extraordinary cases, it is in the public interest to appoint a special prosecutor to independently manage an investigation and prosecution.
Attorney General Merrick Garland has just appointed a special counsel to oversee two high-profile investigations focused on former President Donald Trump. Good Friday evening to you. I'm Liz Gonzalez.
And I'm Monty Torres. Thanks for joining us tonight. Well, Attorney General Garland making it clear the 2024 presidential race was part of today's decision.
National correspondent Atra El-Nashar has more on the man that Garland chose as special counsel and the work ahead for him.
Attorney General Merrick Garland transferring oversight duties to a special counsel in two Trump-related investigations that have been in the public eye.
And I'm
in one
Torres.
case
Thanks
since
for joining
the
us
aftermath
tonight.
of January 6th, and in
Well,
the
Attorney
other
General
following
Garland
the
making
FBI
it
search
clear
of
the
Mar-a-Lago.
2024 presidential
Garland
race was
explaining
part
why
of
now
today's
he
decision.
thinks is the
National
time for
correspondent
a
Atra
special
El-Nashar
counsel to
has more
step
on
in.
the man that
Based on
Garland
recent
chose as
developments,
special counsel
including
and
the former
work ahead
president's
for him.
announcement that he is a candidate for
General
president in the
Garland
next
transferring
election,
oversight
and the
duties to a
sitting
special
president's
counsel
stated
in
intention
two
to be a
Trump-related
candidate as well.
investigations that have been in
I
the
have
public
concluded
eye
that
in
it
one
is in the
case
public
since the
interest
aftermath
tonight
of January
appoint a
6th,
special
and in the
counsel.
Well,
other
Attorney General
following
U.S.
the
Attorney
FBI
Jack
search
Smith
of
now
Mar-a-Lago.
overseeing the Department of
Garland
Justice's
explaining why
investigation
now
into
he
any
thinks
personal
is the time
entity
for a
who
special
interfered
counsel
with the
to step
transfer
in.
of power
Based on recent
or
developments,
certification of electoral college votes in the 2020 election. This does not include investigations of those who were physically on Capitol grounds on January 6th. Smith will also oversee the investigation of classified records and other presidential records and possible obstruction of that investigation. In a statement immediately following Garland's announcement, Smith says he intends to conduct the investigation and any prosecutions that may follow independently and in the best traditions of the Department of Justice. Garland says Smith's appointment underscores the DOJ's commitment to independence and accountability, both of which have come under attack by both the left and the right. Some Democrats critical of what they see as a lack of action to prosecute Trump, while Republicans accuse the DOJ of being politically motivated. Smith's appointment not expected to satisfy everyone. Many Republicans in Congress also calling for the DOJ to give special counsel authority to Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney David Weiss, who was investigating President Biden's son Hunter, reportedly for potential tax crimes and false statements.
Trump reacting to the announcement, telling Fox News he thinks the investigations are not acceptable, unfair, and political, saying he won't take part in the investigations. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar.
Former President Trump also notes the timing of the move, saying it came right after he announced he's running for president again in 2024.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is endorsing Congressman Hakeem Jeffries for the top leadership spot for House Democrats. Jeffries, who represents Brooklyn, New York, would be the first Black American to lead a major political party in Congress.
Pelosi announced her plans to step aside yesterday after leading House Democrats for 20 years. She has also endorsed Representatives Catherine Clark and Pete Aguilar for the second and third ranking positions. So far, there are no challengers.
House Democrats will choose their new leaders at a closed-door meeting in 2 weeks. He was arrested, accused of spousal abuse, but now we've learned 49-year-old Angel Cabrera was also wanted by Homeland Security.
Yeah, Tulare County Sheriff's deputies had gone to a home in Monson for reports of a fight. They arrested Cabrera for spousal abuse. But shortly after, they learned that he was wanted in connection to a murder in Michoacan, Mexico.
And we're told deputies contacted several agencies, letting them know of Cabrera's arrest. He is now in a Tulare County jail, waiting to be transferred. We now have an update to a shooting that resulted in the death of a baby.
Thursday, as we reported, 18-year-old Jamari Machwani was arrested for shooting and killing 9-month-old Darius Grigsby back on November 9th. Merced police say they were able to connect him to the shooting by tracing the license plate of a car seen at the crime to his home in Merced. This week, that car was taken as evidence and a 17-year-old was arrested for being the driver.
Yesterday, police arrested Mochwani at a motel in Gilroy. We're told both teens are now facing murder charges. And a woman who was found dead outside her own home has now been identified.
Thursday morning, Fresno County Sheriff's deputies were called to check on an unconscious woman near McKinley and Temperance in Fresno County, just east of Fresno. There, deputies found 44-year-old Amanda Berry lying outside her home. The cause of death has not been determined, but we're told her injuries are not consistent with someone who died of natural causes.
If you know anything about Berry's death, you're asked to please call the Fresno County Sheriff's Office. We now have more information about a standoff we first told you about last night at 10. Today, Fresno police have identified the suspect as 41-year-old Raul Flores.
They say he was arrested yesterday in an apartment complex in southeast Fresno. We're told he had 2 warrants for his arrest that linked him to a pair of shootings. He is now in Fresno County Jail facing several charges.
A morning crash puts a driver behind bars. Today, the CHP responded to a crash near West in Nebraska in North Carruthers. There, officers learned a driver hit a tree before running away from the scene.
Look at what was left. We're told the driver was caught and arrested about a mile from the crash. The CHP tells us the passenger was pinned under the car. They say that person was taken to a hospital. Their condition remains unknown tonight.
We're told the driver is now in jail facing a DUI charge. Well, normal temperatures across the valley, but those Santa Ana winds are picking up in Southern California.
Justin Willis is in for Chief Meteorologist Kevin Raymer. So Justin, what should people know if they're headed south for the weekend? We were just talking about the official end of fire season, and yet those winds always bring up concerns.
Yeah, in fact, they've got a red flag warning in place down there in Ventura and Los Angeles counties. You can kind of see with the pattern of our jet stream here, the way that wind is going to be pushing in to LA and Ventura County is going to be causing some really gusty conditions down there. We're looking at anywhere from 30 to 60 mile-an-hour winds there. And also with those dry conditions, it's a prime recipe for some fire weather there. So if you're heading that way, please be careful and keep your hands attended to. That might be the safest bet, but also take it slow as you're headed that way. All right, let's take a look at your current conditions. 54 degrees outside right now, a little cloudy out there. Humidity is at 58% here. And tomorrow, we're looking at a little hazy, a little sunshine tomorrow, 63 the high, overnight low at 37. We're normally at 64, so right about where we should be. One thing to note there, could be some morning frost there as you're getting your Saturday going. All right, coming up next, we're going to get a look at your air quality and allergy report as we start heading into the weekend.
The holidays are always hard as there are additional financial pressures. And as we know, everyone has been impacted by inflation. And so we're seeing even more neighbors than normal come, people who never really thought that they'd be in our lines.
Less than a week from Thanksgiving, and for many, it's the start of a whole lot of spending. But one nonprofit is teaming up with another nonprofit to lessen the stress for families.
Fox 26 News reporter Myra Franco shares an event the two are putting on tomorrow morning to help families in these tough times.
That's right. One Table Fresno is kicking off tomorrow to help ease the financial struggles for at least 1,000 households. Fresno Mission and Central California Food Bank are offering 1,000 boxes of food, and that's not all. Need a free haircut for the holidays? Check. A coat for winter? Check. Photos with Santa? Check. Fresno Mission and Central California Food Bank are preparing for a second massive free distribution event called One Table Fresno. Organizers say it's not your typical food drive. It's more like a neighborhood block party.
Why not create the longest table in California, we think in the West Coast, and serving one gigantic meal where we can all be together.
A brunch table, the first of its kind, to seat more than 500 people at a time.
They will be eating a delicious ribeye steak, mashed potatoes, veggies, there'll be hot chocolate and coffee. It really is going to be the best. We could have served anything, right? We could have served something much simpler, but really we're wanting that delicious holiday meal.
We're talking 2,000 of those meals. And once it's time to leave,
tomorrow we hope to serve at least 1,000 households. Again, with this box full of food, and a holiday ham.
Plus, they'll be giving out 2,000 winter coats, 1,000 new blankets, free haircuts and bike repairs, a free photo with Santa, and fun activities and games for the kids.
We hope they feel connected to community, that they feel loved on and served, and that, again, we've given them a dignified experience and receive the very best. They'll go home with a box full of holiday food, plus winter coats, and an incredible experience to kick off this holiday season.
The event kicks off tomorrow at 11 and runs until 1 in the afternoon. Liz, Monty.
What a great event.
That is awesome to think. The timing couldn't be better.
It couldn't be. How many volunteers are taking part in this, Mara?
Yeah, about 300. You'll find everything from CEOs of companies, pastors, and even community leaders.
Wow, we wish them a lot of success. Sounds great. What a spread, too.
500
Steak.
people. That is a long table.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, Myra.
Well, make sure to get there early if you're going. It's on a first-come, first-served basis. It's happening at the City Center campus on Dakota near Blackstone in Fresno.
Specifically, it's between Blackstone and Highway 41. So you want to get there because we have a feeling there's going to be a lot of cars
That's
lined
right.
up. Yeah. Well, it looks like a prop straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean, but this gun is real, and wait till you see where police found it and how they say one man was about to use it or was planning on using it.
Yeah, and high school football teams from across the region are competing for spots in next week's Valley Championship games. Coming up in sports, Fox 26's Vanessa Romo will show us highlights from some of tonight's premier matchups.
But first, a big send-off ahead of the Big Apple. We'll show you how Clovis North celebrated its band members days before the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade next.
The Chuck Chansey Skycam, sponsored by Chuck Chansey Gold Resort and Casino.
As we had a break, here's a live look at Highway 168.
You're watching Fox 26, your hometown news connection. Fox 26 News at 10 o'clock will continue in a moment.
Well, we are now just days away from one local marching band being in the national spotlight. The Clovis North High School Band was the only high school band on the West Coast invited to perform in this year's Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Well, Fox 26 News chief photojournalist Bert Montalago was there as the school gave the band one very spirited send-off. It's the red carpet send-off you'd see for a team headed to a championship. But this celebration Friday on the Clovis North campus was for the high school's band.
A lot of people know about us. It's kind of cool.
Just days before its 132 members march in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
I'm appreciative that we have this opportunity to kind of highlight our kids and that the school realizes that this is a big deal.
Band director David Lesser says this will be the culmination of 3 years of hard work with the pandemic in the mix.
We announced the trip over a Zoom meeting.
We've been working really hard the past 6 months, and we improved so much over the year. I'm really proud of what we did.
Some still in disbelief.
I still can't believe it's happening because it's still surreal to me. Until I'm there, I'm like, is it really happening?
Even as the plane ride is less than 48 hours away and a worldwide audience ready to watch on TV.
We're just this little school in Little Clovis going to the Big Apple.
They're so excited.
I can understand why. It's a big thing.
Exactly. The band will be leaving Sunday and will arrive in New York, we're told, just in time for dinner. The band director, Lester, says that there will be an educational component to this trip. They'll get to see the New York Philharmonic perform. They'll get to see the Rockettes perform as well.
And the band will look especially sharp, debuting new uniforms. These replace the previous ones issued 14 years ago when the school first opened. Everything coming together just at the right time.
And a big reason why they're leaving so early so the kids can acclimate to the time change, because the day of the parade, they've got rehearsals around 3 in the morning in order to get the cameras all set up. Wild.
Which would be, I guess, midnight for them here on their biological
And the
clock.
parade starts at
All
9,
right.
so
Well,
they've got a long wait there.
Switching gears now, Tulare police need your help finding the person responsible for a deadly hit and run.
Back on November 6th, police responded to a crash near Inyo and I Streets in downtown Tulare. There, officers tell us that they found 81-year-old Jose Lopez, who had been riding his bike when he was hit by a truck. We're told that he was taken to a hospital. He died days later.
Detectives say they found this video of the driver's truck. If you have any information on this incident, that truck, You're asked to please call Tulare Police. Fresno County Sheriff's deputies are looking for more potential victims after a man is arrested for having sex with a child.
And according to deputies, Wednesday, Central California's Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force booked 30-year-old Adam Cabrera from Fresno in jail. Deputies say that officers were tipped off that he had child porn in his home. During the investigation, detectives also learned that he also had sexually assaulted a child under 14, a girl in this case.
Now, sheriff's deputies believe there may be more victims. If you know someone who may have been harmed, you're asked to please call the Fresno County Sheriff's Office. And an inmate's mother is now joining him behind bars. Today, 55-year-old Eva Romero was sentenced to 50 months in prison for trying to give her son heroin and meth while he was in Fresno County Jail.
The mother and son plan was foiled back in January of 2021 when law enforcement learned about their intentions during recorded jail calls. Romero's son is now serving an 11-year prison sentence for his involvement in that incident. And they didn't find Captain Jack Sparrow, but they did find what could have been his gun. Take a look.
Yeah, Stockton police say they seized this short-barreled pirate shotgun from Jason McKay earlier today. Police were called to the scene of a burglary where they say they found McKay. Investigators say McKay had that shotgun and ammo with him.
McKay was arrested, by the way, for weapons charges. Time now for tonight's Valley Crime Stoppers Daily Most Wanted. Tonight, law enforcement trying to find Giovanni Capozzi, wanted for carrying an unregistered gun.
If you've seen Capozzi, call Crime Stoppers at 559-498-STOP. Always remember, you never have to give your name, and your tip could even earn you a cash reward.
A Hanford woman now pleading with drivers to slow down near schools. Wait till you see the crash that's fueling that request.
A massive snowstorm is now pounding parts of western New York. Here, longtime residents describe a blizzard many are calling unprecedented.
Well, there's plenty of snow falling in the Buffalo, New York area, and it is accumulating quickly.
A travel ban is now in effect for the area as the lake effect snow is predicted to bring several feet of snow across a 20-mile band, making travel nearly impossible. Reporter Chase Howell spoke with some residents on how they're dealing with the storm.
Strangers from across the country and around the world sit in this hotel lobby, talking about the one thing they all have in common, how they're all stuck in Buffalo.
Never, ever seen anything like this in my entire life. Never. Like, it's an amazing thing to experience, but at the same time, it's brutal. Like, I've never seen this before.
Their cars buried in snow and unable to move after nearly 4 feet of snow was dumped in parts of the Buffalo area.
Last night when I got here, it was clear, and I went over the subway. Across the bridge. I came back and it was totally covered. I couldn't even get into the driveway here. It was bad. I was scared.
I spent the day traveling through Buffalo. Some areas impassable due to the amount of snow, others manageable. Some places in Buffalo seeing inches, others seeing feet. Connor Clark came to Western New York from Scotland. Clark says he lives on the coast side of the country and hasn't seen more than an inch or two of snow.
This is insane. Yeah, like it did how fast it all came. Yeah, craziness. I like it, but I'll probably like it for 2 days and then get a little bit sick of it.
Lily Pearl Groulet lives in Irving, New York, which is about 40 miles from Buffalo. She says she's used to snow, but not this much.
I've never seen nothing like this in my life, and I've been raised here, so this is pretty brutal.
Sunday's Bills-Browns game won't be played in Buffalo. The NFL is moving the game to Ford Field in Detroit under a dome.
The Lions play on the road this week, so the field was available, but ironically, they will host the Bills in the same stadium 4 days later on Thanksgiving. A lot of people from Valley probably watching that because of Josh Allen. Well, take some extra caution the next time you're driving near a school. That is one Hanford woman's message after catching that crash on camera.
She tells us Thursday afternoon